Hey guys, hey, it's Bri here, coming at you guys with another video, and welcome to Bootober. I am so excited. You guys know how much I love Halloween, and last year I absolutely loved Bootober, so I thought, why not do this again? So as last year, I am definitely going to try to upload videos every single day, but we know my uploading abilities here, guys. Sometimes technology gets in the way and I just can't upload a video every single day, but I am definitely gonna try. I have some amazing, wonderful, cool videos lined up for you guys that I'm super excited about. A lot of more magical videos now that I'm getting more in touch with the witchy side of things, that kind of stuff. I think it would be more fun, especially since we have 2 full moons in this year. We had a lot of things happen this year. I thought, why not have a bit more magic in our lives? So with that said, today I want to talk about the rise of the feminine. How this is the year of the feminine. And before my guys all click off because they're like, oh great, another feminist, stick around guys, because this is good for you also. There are good things for you guys too. This is for the collective, so don't worry. So without further ado, you guys know the drill. Let's get to talking. So what do I mean when I say that this is the year of the feminine? Well, for so long we've been living in a masculine world where it's been work, work, work for corporations, go to school, get a degree, all of this stuff so you can work your way to the top, never have enough time to spend with your family. You're literally working to living, never taking time off, all of that jazz, just literally living in the masculine where we work our butts off. Nothing wrong with that. We should all be working our hardest. But here's the thing, we should all be working our hardest towards our goals, our dreams, and our hopes. So as the feminine come forward, this year we've been challenged more than we've ever been challenged in our entire lives. So we've had to go within ourselves, we've had to get creative, we've had to find ways to make money, we've had to open up our own businesses. A lot of people actually have been opening up their own small businesses. I've seen a lot of Etsy businesses opening, which is really a cool thing. And then a lot of us have been getting creative. A lot of people have been finding ways to sell online, do online things. A lot of technology has been popping up and that kind of stuff. And that is the rise of the feminine, where you get creative on making money. I have a client, in fact, and I'm allowed to say a little bit about her stuff, but she lost her job when everything went down, when everybody had to go home. Her boss came to her and she had worked her entire career. I mean, for the last 10 years, she had been working her butt off for this company. She worked her way to the top. She was doing so good. She had a nice office. She had people working below her. She had a wonderful assistant. I mean, she really did love her job for all intents and purposes, but she never had much time off. I mean, a vacation was a week and that's all she could have. You know, she wasn't really allowed to take too much time off, so to speak. And what happens is she was getting a little burnt out too. And she may have not realized it or anything, but of course she never took it out at work. She was constantly at work. She was the first one there, the last one to go. You know, she was totally living in her masculine. One day her boss came to her and let her go, let her entire area go, and it tried to say things like, oh, you weren't making enough money, oh, you guys weren't bringing in enough. Her area was making more money than the one that is still up and going, mind you. She was devastated. What was worse is that she was let go without any pay. Like nothing. They weren't going to give them like a bonus or a leaving or whatever it's called when you get fired, and sometimes they'll give you like a check of some sorts to say, hey, hopefully this helps you out for a couple of months, like here you go. Got none of that. I know she's not the only one, because I've seen a lot of that in Facebook where a lot of people were getting let go. Now, don't freak out, because it's actually for the best. Corporations are actually falling away. Once that happens, a lot of people were realizing that they did not want to work and make all this money for this person who was up here, who had jets, who could fly to Paris through overnight, who could do all of this stuff. They were making all this money for this person, and in return, they were just let go. You know, they came to work one day and realized they didn't have a job. You know, so a lot of people are realizing that they don't want to work to death. They don't want to work just to live. They want to live to work. They want to be able to do what they want to do. A lot of creative things came forward. From this, she actually started doing a lot of creative stuff. Like, I noticed a lot of things happening for her. I noticed she was really like starting to put things together. She started selling things. She was home more with her kids. Her kids actually said that she was actually home for dinner one night, and they were just absolutely excited about that. Like, they were like, Mom's home, yay! Like, super stoked about it. And she's like, my kids have never been excited as much as they are right now, because they actually get to have family dinners and that kind of stuff. Now, I understand that this didn't get to happen for everybody. I know there's a lot of essential workers out there that were a little bit upset that they had to continue to go to work. I would be too, not gonna lie. But the point is, though, everybody was getting creative. So if you looked, you know, at your neighbor, at the next person, or even yourself, you probably were looking at ways to get creative. A lot of small businesses are popping up. In the next 10 years or so, you're probably gonna start to see a lot of small businesses just starting to pop up more and more and more. Less corporations, you know, even I was looking at ways that I could help local people. I don't eat out a lot, but during, you know, all the lockdown and that kind of stuff, I was trying to find local restaurants where I could at least order a burger from or something like that to support them. And I know that they were getting a lot of support, but it's because we were all trying to do that. I don't eat at fast food restaurants. They're not really my favorite. And I don't really like to eat at like places like Olive Garden and that kind of stuff, to tell you the truth. Every once in a while, I do crave those breadsticks, but that's about it. But the point is that we were all looking at ways to like help small businesses. I noticed like my customers would do the same thing. My followers, just a lot of followers would message me and say, hey Bri, how can we help you out? You know, I had just opened up my own business, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a great year to do that, you know? But it was the perfect year, actually. This was the perfect year to do that. This was the perfect year for everybody to open up their own business, because we were having to step outside of our own comfort zones. And that's part of the feminine. We have to step outside our own comfort zones, find our own creativity, find a way to take care of our family, you know, help all of that stuff, and stop hating on each other. And that's the other part of the feminine. A lot of us females, while there, you know, there's the thing called Karens, and there's a lot of resting witch face and stuff like that, and we can be kind of evil sometimes. But we care about the bigger picture. Like, a lot of us have big hearts, and when you're in touch with your feminine side, and I see this a lot with guys too, especially when they get in touch with their feminine side, their hearts are just big, and they're like, I want to help this person, I want to help this person. And that's what we're going to start to see more of also, is a lot more of helping each other out, instead of this throwing each other at each other kind of thing. I don't like to talk politics, but something I just watched recently kind of made me a little sick. And, you know, we're realizing these things. We're waking up. We're seeing all of this, like, stuff. And that's, a lot of people will say that women have eyes in the back of their head, or that they have 20/20 vision, or they see through you and that kind of stuff. Well, again, that's a part of the feminine. You know, we're starting to see things in a different way. This goes for the guys too. You guys are gonna start to see things like for what they really are. You're going to start to see what's behind the mask, so to speak. You're gonna start to realize that maybe your job wasn't the perfect place. Like, maybe where you were working was not the perfect place, and you're gonna find what it is that you really and truly want to do. We all deserve to be doing what we want. We all deserve to be working where we want to work. We all deserve to be really and truly helping each other, and we all deserve to have a job that we love and doing something that we love every single day. The other thing is taking the time off. You're gonna notice that there's gonna be a bit more free time, especially as we start to get used to our new roles, as we start to kind of get used to where we're at. There's gonna be a lot more time to go and spend with your family, to go on that trip if you want to go and do the things that you want to do. That's gonna take a few years, of course, because we're having to get out of this role where we're like, oh, we have to work a 9-to-5 job, we have to work for everything that we have. We're barely making ends meet, we're barely making the bills, like we're barely even buying groceries, all of that. And within this year, all of us got creative and we're like, you know what? No, enough is enough. I'm tired of living this way. The next thing is there's a lot of Reiki. I've noticed I've had a lot more scheduling for Reiki clients. In my shaman services, illumination therapy, I've had a lot more of that than I have had of readings. While I love doing readings, I do notice that some readings kind of tend to go a little bit more on the masculine side of things, because, you know, people are trying to figure out what it is that they're supposed to do with their life, like their direction and clarity and that kind of stuff. Whereas like Reiki, I feel, is a little bit more on the feminine side. And I do still love my readings, and I still do have regular readings and that kind of stuff, which I'm very happy for, because I love my tarot cards, I love my oracle cards, and I love giving readings. But Reiki if you get a Reiki treatment done, you'll notice it is a bit more feminine. But I have had a lot more male clients than anything else, than female clients, not gonna lie, in the last 2 weeks. And I'm actually loving that, because it means that more and more people are waking up. We're wanting and we're realizing that our chakras, you know, get our chakras aligned, balance, cleanse things out, clear the negative energy, all of that. And so that's something that's going to start to rise. Well, hopefully, my hope is that we start to see Reiki in hospitals, in nursing homes, in therapy offices. You know, we could really all use a good Reiki treatment or some shamanic treatments, you know, sessions. And so I'm hoping that we start to see more of that. And my guides have said it's coming, just give it time. But hopefully here in the next year, we hopefully see it popping up in some hospitals, because it's exactly what we need. After the year that we've had and everything that we've gone through, we could all use a good energy clearing. We could all use a good Reiki session, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing that's starting to pop up. You're probably driving down the road and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a spiritual place right there. More spirituality, more spiritual places are popping up here and there, which is great. We could use more and more. There's never too many. There's never too many. It's just like nurses. We're in high demand. Like, if you're looking to become a Reiki practitioner, use this as your sign. Do it. If you're wanting to open up that spiritual business, if you're wanting to start doing readings for people, if you're wanting to start tapping more into your medium or psychic abilities, use this as a sign. Do it. If you're wanting to learn shamanic practices, use this as your sign. Do it. There can never be too many. Hopefully one day we're all able to do it. Hopefully one day there is going to be a Reiki practitioner in every single family. That would be really, really cool, actually. You know, but there's never too many, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I have a few clients that they've come to me with concerns and saying things like, but do we have too many Reiki practitioners? Like, is it maybe too saturated? No. First of all, it's not a market. It's not a corporation. It's not any of that. We all need a Reiki session. I love my Reiki sessions just as much as the next person. So with that said, you guys, I am so excited. Guys, I hope that you stuck around and watched a little bit of this. Let me know in the comments below what you're more excited to see, or if you've been noticing something. You know, I don't notice everything. Hello. So maybe you notice something also of the rising of the feminine in some way or another. Or maybe you kind of noticed that this was happening, or more spiritual businesses. Let me know in the comments below. And with that said, you guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and plenty of healing today. And happy Bootober. Bye guys.